Alrighty guys, Redstone Ranger here. I have a pretty cool invention that I want to show you guys that I just tried out earlier. This is something that you can make very easily. There's only 2 rules to this build. And I'm just going to make it brand new here. We'll go on a whole new map, alright? We'll just name it my were, just so I know to delete that later. And in creative, good. Okay. So let's get this world started here. I'm going to change my 2 rules to 3 rules. Okay, so rule number 1 is don't build this invention around water because it will not work. It'll just stop working if it has water involved, because this does involve TNT, and TNT doesn't blow anything up if it's in water. It doesn't damage any walls, and that's exactly what we want. We want to destroy things. So this is a relatively simple design. I really want to stress that it's gotta be a certain amount tall because the TNT will destroy the dispenser that you're going to be putting at the end of this. So imagine this is kind of like a big crane, like a big arm, sort of, so to speak. And so rule 1, don't build it around water. Rule 2 is it has to be high enough, like I just said, to not destroy the dispenser. The third rule is a common sense rule that I have told you guys in my other video on the basics, which is you only get about 15 lengths. So you have to use a repeater. I'm going to need a lever, and of course redstone torches, a dispenser, and TNT. So that's all you basically need to make this. We'll start with the circuit first. This is the same circuit I use for my automatic arrow machine gun because it's a repeating circuit. And it's one of the most important things you can ever make, really. So how you make this circuit is behind the 2 blocks, up and over, just like that. And then you go through here, and you can already see that the circuit has started. So I'm going to turn that off just to reduce some of the lag and build this up here. So you can see it get darker and darker as we get away. The redstone lines get darker because it's losing its power once we get closer to 15 blocks away from the source. So we use a repeater. And if you guys have watched my basics video, you know that that basically acts as an extension cord. So finishing up on the build here, we'll extend it out a little bit and put the dispenser facing down. It doesn't have to be facing down, but I just like to do that. It looks better that way. And once you have that all the way to the top, we're going to come up here. You don't have to do this, but the redstone only needs to go this far technically, and it'll still work, but I like to crouch and place redstone on top just to be safe. We will continue to complete the circuit. Boom. Okay, now that this is done, all you have to do is add your TNT, and I'm going to add 3 stacks of TNT to this dispenser here. So hopefully we can get down to bedrock. So what you're basically making is an automatic mining machine. When it's, sorry about that, when it's done doing its thing, it's basically up to you on how you get down to the bottom, and you'll see what I mean. It's not going to be an easy task, but hopefully you guys can get this done, and I don't expect you to make this exactly in survival. it's possible. You don't need to use obsidian. I only used it because TNT can't blow it up. But once you get a few things built up and you need to go make a new mine somewhere else and yours is dry, make one of these. So, in the moment of truth, guys, let's turn this on and see what it does. Alright, perfect. So it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. Except it did blow up some of my redstone, which will happen, so keep that in mind. With the distancing, you can even make the crane go out further, but watch that. It's basically gonna get you a huge, massive pit all the way down to bedrock. And the first time I made this and went down to the bottom, the first thing I saw was diamond. So this was a complete success of a machine, and it got me down to bedrock level, diamond level. I even found caves that expand off of the main dig like this. You'll see little caves that go off, and you can follow those too. But this brought us way down here, and it most likely didn't get us to bedrock in 3 stacks, but that's okay. The water sometimes messes with that, and that's why we have the rule of no water around if you're going to be doing this machine. But hey, see, we made it all the way down. Look at all that obsidian. Oh my god, we turned a huge lava pit into a big, massive chunk of obsidian. So now you guys can easily just mine that out and make yourselves a nether portal and go get XP in there. But you see all this iron and stuff down here. We'll go a little further up, and I'll add one more stack. Let's add one more stack to this machine. I did leave it running, which is good. So we'll add the stack. I don't know why it takes longer to add things into dispensers. You have to hold your button press longer, basically. Alright, now we're at bedrock. That's what I want to see. And what's cool is the TNT won't destroy the bedrock. You're going to be just fine when you get down here. But, look at all of that. We made it so far down. We are literally at the bedrock, and that did not take very long. I mean, it'll take a long time, you know, if you make that in survival. It takes a long time to make it and harvest the materials for it, but once you get it and kind of have it down, you'll get a lot of use out of it. It's really handy. I got the idea the other day. It's very simple. Oh, cool. We got some redstone. I'm just digging around here just to hopefully find some diamonds for you guys. That'll just kind of solidify my point even further about how useful this can be. But yeah, look at this chamber here. Got a lot of coal, and when you do find coal down at the very bottom levels, it's good to look around the coal, because you could find diamonds around the coal, because it's set that way because the designers. Coal turns to diamonds. That's how diamonds are made, from extreme heat and pressure. So always look around there. That would have sucked if we were in survival mode, but hey. Thanks for watching though, guys. That is probably the most useful thing I've made today.